Hello lovers, I welcome you all to my YouTube channel. My name is Sujonwa. If today is your first time of coming across this channel, you are highly welcome. Okay, please consider hitting your notification bell by subscribing so you will not be left out of my next video. For those of you that have subscribed already, I appreciate you. I'll show you guys step by step on how I cook this jollof rice without colored, without shombe or tatashe. Okay, so stay tuned as we'll go into the video. But before I will do that, I will show you guys the ingredients I will be using in cooking this jollof rice. As you can see, I have fried my meat already, but you will see how I go about all those videos. Stay tuned. So here are my turkey. Okay, we'll be using for it. Here is salt, parboiled rice. Here is my nut cube and star cube, curry, nutmeg and thyme, chopped onions, crayfish, ginger and garlic grounded, bay leaves, groundnut oil. Okay, so as you guys can see, all our ingredients are here waiting for us to get into the cooking process. Okay, I have grounded pepper and yellow onions as well. So let's get into the video. Okay, the next step we are about to do now is to parboil our meat. Okay, so you guys should watch how I do it. Okay, and don't forget to hit your notification bell. So on here I have the meat, the turkey in my pot already, as you guys can see. Now it's time for us to add all the ingredients we'll be using in parboiling this meat. Here I have added the star cube, as you guys can see, nut cube as well. So we have to add our next ingredients, which is ginger and garlic grounded one, just a little bit. I will not be using all in this because I'll make use of the remaining one in the jollof rice. So now the next thing we are about to add is our nutmeg, curry and thyme, as you guys can see. So I will not be making use of all. Okay, I have added nutmeg already, so I have to get my spoon in order to pick the remaining ones. Now I'm getting my curry, okay, curry powder. Then the next my thyme. So this is it. I'm still introducing the thyme. So I am done doing that. So the next thing is salt. Please be careful when adding salt, okay, so it will not be too salty. Here I have my chopped onions. I will not be using all, I will just add a little and keep the remaining one aside. Okay, so I have to pick my next ingredients, which is crayfish. I will need to add 2 spoons of crayfish on this for tasty. Okay, remember it's just meat, we are about to cook it. Okay, so we're adding our ingredients. So here is the crayfish, 2 spoons of crayfish. That is enough. You have to keep the crayfish aside. So next thing is my grounded yellow pepper and red pepper. As you can see, I added a little water when I'm grinding this. That is why it's too watery, because it's fresh pepper as well. So here is all our ingredients, as you guys can see. Okay, so I don't need to add water on this. I will cook this meat with the water that will come out from it. Okay, I don't need to add water, so all I have to do now is to cover it. So next step, here is the tomatoes I'll be using for this. Is fresh tomatoes and tin tomatoes. I have dissolved the tin tomatoes with water first before adding it inside the pot. So all we have to do now is to dry the water from tomatoes. As you can see, our meat is already boiling. It's already cooking. Okay, it's already boiling there. So the tomatoes is already on heat. So I will check back. Okay, I'll show you guys on how it will looks like after drying up the water from the tomatoes before adding our ingredients. Okay, so stay tuned as we do so. So let's check our meat. Wow, as you guys can see, our meat is already done after 15 minutes. You know it's okay, you don't need to cook it too much. Okay, so after 15 minutes, this is the look of it. It's already done. Okay, so as you can see, the water you are seeing there is the water that came out from the meat. Remember, I did not add any water, so you have to turn off your heat now, because there is nothing to cook again on this. Is everything is ready, so you have to remove it, okay, from the water if you want. Okay, you have to put it in your filter, okay, so that the water will go out before you fry it, or you can cover it anyone you want. If you don't want to fry it, you can just leave it there, okay, and add it up with the water when cooking your jollof rice. So here our tomatoes is already getting dry here, as you guys can see. It's already but getting dry, but it remains small. Okay, so here is it. You guys can see after 10 minutes it's already dry. Okay, so all we have to do now is to add our groundnut oil and onions. Okay, I used to add this later because I don't like frying my tomatoes. I like to dry up the water before anything. So here is the groundnut oil. As you guys can see, I'm adding it now. Okay, so if you don't want much groundnut oil, you can gauge the ones you are adding like I'm doing. Okay, because I don't want too much oil on this. So after adding the groundnut oil, you have to turn it like I'm doing. But if you like to fry your tomatoes, my dear, you can put ground oil first, put your onions, then add up your tomatoes, okay, and fried it. But for me, I don't like that. So now I'm adding my chopped onions, as you guys can see. I'm using white onions on this, so it depends on the one you are using, whether white or purple or onions is the same thing. So onions is onions, but here I'm making use of white onions. So as you guys can see, I have added groundnut oil and onions as well, and I have turned it. So that is the step. Okay, so we have to cook, we have to allow these onions to get done like 5 minutes. Okay, and the groundnut oil as well. Then at the same time, the tomatoes will still fry a little, just a little. Just 5 minutes is okay for all this. Okay, you don't need too much time on doing this because you don't want to fry your stew, your tomatoes. Okay, don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel and hit your notification bell so you will not be left out on my next video. Okay, give this video a thumbs up after watching. Okay, like, comment and share. Support your sister in this channel. Okay, so we'll become one family. So now after 5 minutes, as you guys can see, the color of the tomatoes is, everything is already done, is already dried, as you guys can see. So the next step now is for us to add the things we are using for this. So the water I'm adding now is the water I got from the meat. Okay, so the water contains all the ingredients I use in parboiling the meat, so I have to add it. You don't need to throw away your water as well. Okay, you have to make use of the water because all the ingredients are still there. Okay, remember the taste from the water will give your jollof rice another pattern of sweetness. Okay, so that is it. So you have to do the same way. So just turn it. After turning, okay, just this is it. So now I have added my Maggi cube, as you guys can see. So the next thing to add now is the remaining curry and nutmeg. As you guys can see, the next thing I have to pick now to add is my ginger and garlic grounded. Is fresh one. You can use dry one if that is what you have. Okay, is the same thing, whether dry or fresh is the same. Ginger and garlic is the same, but I prefer using fresh one. The next thing I'm introducing now is salt, as you guys can see. So after adding the salt, the next thing I'm going to add now is the next thing I'm going to do now is to turn it. Then after turning it, I'll add the remaining ingredients. So I have to pick up my pepper, okay? I have to add the remaining pepper. Remember, it's red and yellow pepper that I have grounded already. Please, when adding pepper, you have to be careful. Depends on who is eating the food, okay? Not everybody that like pepper, okay? So be careful when adding pepper on this. But if you like too much pepper, you can add more of it. If you don't like, you can reduce the quantity you are adding, okay? So salt and pepper is one thing that can destroy your stew or food whatsoever. As you guys can see, I've added my bay leaf, so you have to turn it. Our jollof rice is almost ready here. Oh, we have finished it, so we have added normal water now. We have introduced all our ingredients, okay? The next thing we have to do now is to add our parboiled rice, okay? So after this step, you can if you are cooking with a stove, you have to cover your stew, wait for like 5 minutes or yes, 5 minutes, okay, so that, or 10 minutes, so that the stew will pick up if you are using a stove, okay? But if you are using gas, you don't need to wait, because gas is very fast, okay? It's very fast. So that is why you have to add your rice now if you are making use of gas, okay? You will be wondering why I did not wait for my stew to boil small before adding rice. It's because I'm making use of gas. Gas is not used to waste. As you can see, it's already even boiling. So all you have to do now is to turn it. But if you are using stove, you don't need to add your rice immediately, okay? So it will not soak much water. Do you understand what I'm saying? I guess you guys do. So now I have to turn it. So as you can see, after turning the rice, this is it. So as you guys can see, I did not add crayfish on this, okay? Crayfish is what I will introduce later, because if you add your crayfish now, it will get burnt, okay? Your rice will burn, okay? So you don't need to add crayfish now. You have to wait. Crayfish will be the last thing for you to introduce, but by that time your rice have already dried small, okay? So you guys will see how I go about it. So I have to cover this pot in order for the water to dry, in order for the rice to dry. So before adding my crayfish, once I add my crayfish, I'll leave it like a minute or two, then I will turn it and turn off my my heat, okay? Then the jollof rice is good to go. That is all right. So please, if you have watched up to this level, up to this stage, don't forget to like this video, comment and subscribe, and hit your notification bell so you will not be left out of my next video. As you guys can see, after 10 minutes I am adding my crayfish now. Okay, I hope you guys have understood what I explained before. So now I don't need to waste much time now, okay? So now our rice is ready, okay? Please subscribe and like this video and give it a thumbs up, okay? Love you guys. See you guys on my next video, okay? Stay tuned, alright, on my next video by clicking your notification bell and subscribing as well, okay? Love you guys.